Greetings and salutations to all you folks out there. I have a game for you on the Eye of the Storm. This is an incredibly difficult map to play, as I'm sure all of you already know. Dumb things happen, great things happen, and you never know which way the game will fall. So I guess we'll just have to introduce the player and see where they take us. On the northern side, we have Fane. He is a 1,000 rank, taking the UEF faction. This is going to be a low-end average Joe's game. On the southern side, we have Hot Sausage. I'm not sure how to pronounce that name or what it might mean. We're going to call him Sausage, I suppose. If someone knows the deeper meaning and the philosophical value of that name, please inform me below. And he is also a 1,000 rank, taking the Aeon faction. Since this map is a good combination of land and air and naval, I really don't think any faction has a specific strength, because even if you don't have hover units, you have plenty of prep time before the enemy can get to you. Although I have seen Artie push directly up the center early in the game, which can potentially kill off the Hydro and or an early naval factory. So anything is on the table. Aggressive play is rewarded. We'll just have to see what happens. Alrighty, we have a first land for Fane, and that is going to be followed by, let's see, that looks like second air, and then third and fourth factories will be land. Getting an air factory online for Sausage. Yeah, shot a scout right up and to the left. He is going to have some great intel on what's happening. And he is also getting out an air scout incredibly early just to see what's going on. And a bomber. Very good aggression by Sausage. He has done a fantastic job of getting his units out and to the right places. Fane looks like he's taking a little bit stronger land approach. We do have an engineer headed out for Sausage. I suppose that is headed for the center to claim those mass extractors. It looks like those two mech marines, actually they have a pretty good chance of taking out that Aurora as long as they can close quickly. Wrong target, bud. You should not be going after a Tech 1 mass extractor with an Aeon T1 bomber. You should be shooting for engineers and more important targets, such as an energy storage. That would be a great one for one. Alrighty, looks like that Aurora is having to make a run back. It killed off one lab but missed the other. And some more land factories going up for Sausage. What I would recommend to these players on this map is that they drop in one corner or the other, claim these 4 mass extractors, and build multiple land factories where they have a closer approach to the enemy's base. They will be more effective that way, but this works too, sending the ACUs to the expansions. That will help hold them. Fane is going south. Sausage is going north. Brilliant bomb there by Sausage. That is what I wish you would have done with the other one. Got multiple engineer kills with that one bomber, taking out all the build power, assisting that air factory. Well done. That is a good blow, well worth the mass and the time spent on that bomber. And an engineer here slipping right by that land scout. However, it will not escape the grasp of the strikers. Strikers are going to take it down with brutal vengeance. Alright, brutal vindictiveness. I think that was the word that I was actually going for. Alright, Sausage looks like he is slightly better off in terms of map control due to the center being held. His opponent does not have Navy yet, although it is in the works. And he is sitting in pretty good shape right now. Looks like slightly stronger land spam from Fane, but nothing that some Auroras and a good narrow piece of land can't hold. I really wish this naval factory was not sitting idle, because if he had rushed that, he could have potentially denied Navy to the other side. I don't know how effective that would have been, but I think a T1 sub, possibly a frigate, definitely would not have hurt. My goodness, I can't stop yawning. Oh my. Alright, got another bomber out for Sausage. He is a fan of using those kamikaze bombers, and honestly, I cannot complain because They have denied a few engineers expansions, and look at that, laying down damage on 8 tanks at once. And yeah, there we go. Death to the tanks, wiping out all of those extra combat units right before his tanks hit. Very good coordination there. That is going to work wonders in claiming that expansion. Fane paused his air. It looks like he was having a slight power stall. I'm thinking he was probably... No, that was not an ACU upgrade. Just underbuilding power, apparently. And he's going for hover tanks. Desperately needs to get a handle on that power situation. That is bad. Stalling is bad, okay? And on the other hand, Sausage is overflowing by huge amounts. What I would be doing in this case is using all of these extra Tech 2 engineers that you have and reclaiming the T1 power grids. And once you can use the mass from that to build the second Tech 2 power generator, and then I would build a shield in between them for an extra layer of protection so that they don't get sniped, and go ahead and recycle all of that mass. And then I would of course build this PGen a bit further away with a shield on it as well. Alrighty, looks like a very, very large land push from Fane. He has 8 land factories in the south pushing units for himself, and he is on the run in the north, but I don't think Sausage has enough units to maintain this push. I really don't. 2,000, 3,000 reclaim for Sausage, and as a good balanced eco, Fane has 1,300 reclaim and is stalling. I would love to see some more reclaim happening. It looks like Sausage is doing, he is light years ahead of Fane on reclaim. But Fane is moving forward, building factories up in position. Although I don't think you need any more factories, bud. You are already trying to build too much. You've got 5 Tech 1 naval factories, which you cannot supply. You have 10 land factories now, which you cannot supply with mass. And trying to get some mass extractor upgrades. So I think I would back off of some of the production. Decide what you want and focus on that. You have more than enough Navy to protect yourself. I would shut off the naval factories and use the extra mass to win the land battle. Or vice versa, shut off about half of your land factories and protect the gap with your ACU down here and use that extra mass to secure naval control. I would do one or the other. I would not do both, because right now your mass situation is absolutely horrific, and you also need some more power. So many things that can be done to improve your situation. Alrighty, and we're seeing the push. Strikers diving in to try and massacre all of these Auroras. Don't back up now. You had the Auroras in range. You don't want to let them kite you. Lots of destruction from both sides. I don't think there was a clear-cut winner on that, but I think now that there's Tech 2 tanks in the front, I really think that Sausage is going to win that engagement. And again, Tech 2 land being pushed now on these fronts. Heavy assistance down there. Still a solid, looks like averaging about 30 to 50 negative mass income. That is not a good situation to be in. Sausage doing a good job of balancing. Minus 21 with some in storage, and I've seen him bouncing around a lot. So looks like he has his game pretty well put together. Fane has taken the ACU Tech 2 upgrade, and he is going to retreat here, leaving all of that mass on the doorstep for Sausage. And we already know that Sausage will reclaim it. He does a very good job of that, so I think this could be a game changer up here. He did move forward a little bit more, so maybe that will save him. Got Obsidians on the front lines and a whole lot of Auroras to back them up. Gonna fall back in front of that push, and UEF is going to lose it horribly. That mixture of Tech 2 with the extra health and the Tech 1 with the range just absolutely obliterated everything that was going for Fane down there. Fane. The northern side looks to be much of the same story. The only reason Sausage has not won yet is because he has not pushed yet. There is not enough units up there to stop a push from Fane, especially if he sends his ACU along with it. Alrighty. Looks like we're finally seeing a little bit of a naval engagement. Sausage had gone Tech 2, so that is going to be a decisive win in his favor. I really, really hope that Fane does not try for a Tech 2 naval factory, because that would follow his previous courses of action very well. Alright, this is a mistake. You do not want to build Tech 1 subs against an Aeon Destroyer, because Aeon Destroyer will straight up destroy you. I know that's a horrible pun, but Aeon Destroyers have the best anti-torp and the best torps of the destroyers. Well, yeah, I think I can safely say that. The Salem has decent anti-torp, but not nearly as good as the Aeon Destroyer, and then the Aeon Destroyer also has about half of its damage contained in unblockable depth charges, which are not affected by other factions' torpedo defense. So they are devastating against submarines of any tech level. Alrighty. Looks like some Tech 2 gunships now from Sausage. There are Tech 2 gunships from Fane as well, and a good group of interceptors. I think Fane could own the air if he chose to dive in over there and do so. And he is going to be able to take out that destroyer and those other units. That was a good move for protection. Looks like we're going to see a drop now. Oh, what is that? That is Tech 2 tanks, which are going to immediately get hammered by those gunships, but not before they take down one Tech 2 mass extractor and some power. That is at minimum going to take some fixing to rectify, but not too much damage done. On the other side over here, we have a little parry and thrust between the two players with their Tech 1 armies. I think Fane could actually win this if he would dive in and commit instead of getting shredded at range by those Auroras, but I do think it may be too late now. Oh, a little bit of lag there. Let me slow this back down. Trying to speed this up because it is getting a slight bit stalematey, but zoomed in like that, my graphics card cannot keep up with +6. Got a substantial amount of frame rate loss. Alrighty. As a brief monologue to the side, I used to make fun of people. I legitimately did, for buying computer components that cost more than $100. The most expensive computer part that I ever bought before about a year and a half ago was about an $80 graphics card that I got to play the Lego game way back when, probably 4.5, 5 years ago now. Actually more than that, maybe 6 years. It was Lego Star Wars, whenever that was released. A little bit of action over here again. I'm loving these drops, but I'm sad that they aren't that effective. Some Titans there to clean up the mess, and some gunships are easily going to take care of all those, but now the Navy has moved in and we have these destroyers. Anyway, then I found the marvelous game that is Forged Alliance, which led to the purchase of my first gaming computer, which was, I am sad to say, a Zambezi edition AMD octa-core, which was, if I may say so, totally abysmal at playing this game. I was hitting -4 on settings regularly. It was crap. That was to replace my laptop, and it was slightly better than my laptop, but still not anything to play with. This is why you don't build lines of Tech 2 point defense. Artillery will wreck them with no problem whatsoever, and it's basically wasted mass. So not a good situation. You do not want to do that. Hover tanks are going to be able to finally push this mass of Navy a little ways back from shore, hopefully prevent a little damage. And we are now in damage control mode, although this little push down here looks very nice. Anyway, that computer set me back about $300, which was the most I had spent on a computer up to that point. And then I started realizing that computers, when you spend enough money on them, actually do experience drastic performance increases. I had seen the light that led to the purchase of the i5 processor that I currently have, 3570K, And then that led to water cooling, and then that led to a 650 Ti graphics card, and then I realized that that was not up to casting, and then I blew more money than I really like to think about on a 760, and now here I am, and I'm sitting on about $1,000 worth of computer, which is roughly the same amount that I paid for my second car. And it is still not completely up to the task sometimes. I max it out to 100% regularly, and then in cases like this, you see I still have frame rate loss. But it is worlds apart from the first computers that I had. So don't speak too soon. Don't laugh at people, because sometimes you find out that they were right all along. And now we're watching mutual base destruction. I don't know which side of the map to zoom in on. This is pretty ridiculous here. We're seeing a total laying to waste of Payne's base by Navy and hover tanks and Obsidians and Auroras and all manner of nasty business. They are just wrecking that place. And then on the southern side, we're seeing the exact same thing from Fane. He has pushed in with Pillars, Titans, Tech 1 artillery is demolishing the mass extractors and build power that Sausage has worked so hard to make. And he really needs to focus on these power generators in the back. That is the most critical target at this point, because he has Tech 2 mass extractors all over the place. He is actually still pulling 69 mass despite the total demolition of his base. Payne is pulling 59 despite the loss of his base. Although this is going to give massive amounts of map control over to Sausage. The net winner here, I would definitely say, is Sausage. But we're basically seeing a base swap here. We started with Fane in the north and Sausage in the south, and now we have Sausage in the south and Fane in the north. I have never seen a base swap on Eye of the Storm, but folks, here we have it. We now have a complete removal of all units in the south side by Fane, and he has set up camp down here, and then we're continuing to see clockwise, or not clockwise, counterclockwise rotation. His land spam horde is moving to the north. Sausage is desperately pushing over to the right with his ACU and what Tech 2 tanks he has left to try not to lose this foothold that he has. And then he's also pushing south towards the ACU and forces of Fane. But Fane, I think, is making a terrible decision here. He has started a Tech 2 stationary artillery. He is mass stalling. He can't finish anything. He's building, or not mass stalling, power stalling. He's building more shield generators without having the power to run them. Not a good thing to have happening. And although it does look like he has balanced out his situation somewhat, Sausage is now power stalling horribly. He does not have any production or any income left. So this is basically last ditch push. If he can kill Fane here, he wins. If he does not kill Fane, he is going to have a long, hard road ahead of him to recover. But oh my, that is so much fire coming in on there. We've got 2 destroyers and boom, total loss of map control by Sausage. However, he had enough units left over to get the job done to swarm Fane's ACU. I really wish Fane had dove into the water. Actually, you know what? With those 2 destroyers there, he would have died anyway. Don't know what I was thinking there. But yeah, very well done by both players. For a long time there, I had no idea who was going to pull out with that one, because it was basically total destruction on all sides. But like I said, well done. Exciting game to watch. That was pretty intense. Alrighty guys, that is going to wrap it up for this game. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did, and I hope that you will tune in for the next cast. As always, thanks so much for watching.